How's it going, everyone? It's time for a weekly chat brought to you by my friend Ian, otherwise known as Sir Ian of Mountfordshire. And he has brought up a topic which seems like a very simple question, but when you think about it, it's not a simple question to answer. Is it possible for us who are movie freaks, or even people who aren't movie freaks, to watch too many movies? And the second part of the question is, if we watch too many movies that we don't like, does it kind of ruin our attitude for going back and watching, getting back to the groove a little bit? So, hope I got those right, Ian. I'm doing my best here. It's a little late. Time to go to bed. So, anyway, I agree with the answer that Scott Sinaram put down underneath Ian's video. He said that it's possible to do too much of anything. And I agree with that 100%. I don't care whatever your hobbies or interests happen to be, if watching movies, reading, playing video games, playing basketball. You can overdo anything, and you reach a point where you just have to step away and say, I'm not going to do this for a couple of days or maybe a week or something like that. I have several things that I like to do, and usually I'm so lazy I don't do any of them. But for example, I like to work out in my garden, and I can just get feverishly involved with digging in the dirt and planting flowers and pulling weeds and all this stuff. And then after a few hours, I can't stand this anymore. My back is killing me, and I just need to go inside and watch a movie. So it's all a matter of balance. Now, to me, the biggest drawback about sitting around too long watching movies, and also reading or working on my blog, which I'm trying to get started, or doing anything else on the computer, is the fact that I'm sitting in one spot for way too long. I get too sedentary, and it's not healthy. It's not good for me. It's not good for anybody, and I spend way too much time doing that. I used to have a very physical job where I was always on my feet, and that got very tiring. But I think it kept me in a certain kind of shape that since I'm no longer working, I've really gotten out of shape, and I find it easy to be very, very lazy and very sedentary. So that's a big drawback. Last night I went out and I rented a couple of films that I wanted to see, but I'm not interested in buying them. One of them was LBJ, the film starring Woody Harrelson as Lyndon Johnson, and the other was the Ridley Scott film All the Money in the World with Michelle Williams and Christopher Plummer and Mark Wahlberg. Enjoyed both of them completely. Really had a good time watching them, but that was a long time to sit. I watched both of them last night because I had to return them tonight. And by the time I got up from the chair, I was very stiff and sore. So, and Scott also made a point that the reason why he doesn't get into the 24-hour marathons or the movie series or anything like that is because it's such a commitment to immerse yourself in something for hours or days. And I guess that's the reason why I've never gotten into the 24-hour marathon. I keep saying I'm going to do it one of these years, but I don't know if I can really get into it. I did my Dirty Harry marathon, but that only involved watching 5 movies, and I did it over a couple of days, so it didn't drive me crazy. But I don't know if I'm cut out to do a marathon, but we'll see. The second part of the question is, if we watch too many movies in a row that we don't like, does it kind of turn us off to watching movies at all? I think I got that right. I hope so. But I would say no, because usually when I end up watching a bad movie, it's something that I honestly felt that I might like. I was giving myself a chance. I don't purposely sit down to watch something that I'm 75 to 80% sure that I'm not going to enjoy. I'm just not going to waste my time with that kind of thing. I do try to challenge myself here and there, but I do have my limits, and so I've watched some movies that were just horribly bad. They're so bad that in a way it's like a kind of fascination that you can't stop watching them. Trash Humpers comes to mind, the Harmony Korine film. For those of you who've been lucky enough to see that, it is absolutely the worst movie I've ever seen. And so, but it didn't turn me off from watching. I'm like, let me get away from this. I don't want to do this anymore. No, and it made me want to go back and watch something that I like Ian said, So I guess that's not a very profound answer, but it's kind of an interesting topic. And I just, I don't watch movies every night. Didn't watch anything tonight. I was busy doing other things and running around all over town, so I didn't have time to watch a movie. And it's almost 11 o'clock, 11 p.m., so I might go up and watch something now. I don't know. We'll see, because I go to bed quite late. But I don't feel like I have to watch something every night. But, for example, when I get a package in the mail that has 2 or 3 things or 4 things that I've sent away for and I'm very excited about, then, oh, wow, I will have a nice little 2-film marathon during that night and just enjoy what I've just received. So I guess that's pretty much all I want to say. Yes, you can do too much of anything, including watching films. And you can get burned down on any hobby that you might have. And you need to just sort of step away and... Star Trek is another example. I mean, coming home from a Star Trek convention, you're sort of high on the whole thing, but then you get the letdown and the crash, and you think, I don't want to think about Star Trek for, another month or so, because you just have to get away from it. So how's that for an example? Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Ian, for the topic. It was a good idea. And if anybody wants to comment or ask questions or complain about my face, anything you want to do, it's perfectly fine. I will talk to you later.